Mark, let's say you just hit the lottery for like $2 billion, right?
Hookers and cocaine.
Okay.
Okay. Go ahead.
That's fine. That's fine if that's what you want to do with your money, right? But let's say you bought a brand new NBA franchise, right? And you could take one player, current player, off of any team for your franchise to start your franchise. Okay. Who would you take?
Ant-Man. Anthony Edwards. There's a lot of people you can choose from. Some people like 400 people in the league, but Anthony Edwards to me is even though in the All-Star game he's shooting the left-handed thing all over the place. That was kind of crazy. But if you watch highlights of Anthony Edwards side by side with Michael Jordan, and I'm a Jordan guy, his game is almost fluid. It's just about as similar as a game as Jordan has. And if you watch him, I would start my squad with that dude and pick around him because of the transitional way he plays and involves his team. And it's just a dynamite player, man. Anthony Edwards, Ant-Man. I would go with him.
He's fantastic. I mean, I still can't compare him to MJ.
I
know he's still young. I know
blasphemous as that sounds.
I know.
I'm that's 22-year-old cat. I know he's young, but he's 6'4" with a 6'9" wingspan. He can get after it. Yeah.
Jumps out the gym, that's for sure.
How about you, man? Who you looking at to start your squad?
I thought about Tatum. I thought about Anthony Edwards, right? Like if I had to choose one guy, I thought maybe somebody that was kind of like in the middle of their career, like maybe a Booker or somebody like that. Then I said, what am I talking about? I'm going with Wemby. I'm going with Victor. Because of the fact that this dude is super young. He's 20 years old, right? He is worldwide. This dude speaks multiple languages. He's, attractive young guy. I think he's ridiculously marketable. And on top of all that, for a 20-year-old kid to just come into the league, he is flat out balling. Now I know he plays for a terrible team, but the defense that he put, the blocks and the steals and the points and the rebound. I mean, I could see him in about 2 or 3 years just totally taking over the entire league.
I can see that.
And if you wrap some decent guys around him in San Antonio, plus you got Pop right there as well, great coach. I just see him winning multiple championships, and I see him putting butts in seats, which is what, as an owner, that's what I want, right? Mm-hmm. He just signed with Louis Vuitton, big Nike contract. He's like worldwide, man. He's just like big, And I just think he's going to be he already is, but I think he's just going to be just on a whole nother level.
I don't think you can go wrong with him, man. That dude's slowly becoming the face of the NBA, and just like I said, we talk about transitional players and generational players, and he's at that 7'5". I mean, to play like that, to shoot like that,
7'5", man.
That's just unbelievable, and just it's almost unreal to think about it when you watch him play, man. I've watched him play overseas a couple of times, and dude's just amazingly talented. So
he's amazingly talented. But I like Anthony. I think Anthony Edwards. What I like about Anthony Edwards on interviews, he's like the coolest customer, man. He's funny.
He's so laid back.
He has a certain wit about him, and I really like his personality.
Yeah.
He's gotten into a couple little scrapes with the media, but I think he can handle that. And then he plays for a really good. I mean, the team right now is. Are they in first place right now?
I know they are.
I think they're currently. They're either in like first or second place in the West.
Yeah.
And so he plays for a really, really good team, and he's the main guy for that team. I like him. I still love Tatum because he's Tatum. He's extremely marketable. He is the best player on the number one team in the whole league. And so why wouldn't you want him? And he's still 25. I think he's 25 years old. So, I could see him playing for another, at least 10 years.
I thought that was your guy too, JT, man. I remember a couple years ago they interviewed to ask him who he thought was the best player in the NBA, and then he was talking about Giannis a couple years ago, and they interviewed him like the other day, and he said, "It's me. I'm the guy." And so that shows the level of maturity for somebody like a Jayson Tatum to come that far and think of himself as the number one guy. So
plus, who doesn't want him and Deuce, his son, to be, hanging out? I love little Deuce. Every time they interview Tatum after the game, I'm like, pan down so we can see what Deuce looks like, right?
Right.